Hello students, welcome you all for the course of MBA Semester 3 Advertising Management. Today is our lecture number 23rd and we are going to start the session on headline, illustration and logo. So the objective of our today's session is help to understand the headline, illustration and logo in advertising. The contents of our today's session are headline, essentials of headline, classifications of headline, subheadline and subheading, illustrations, purpose of illustrations, types of illustrations, logo and signatures. So the topic of our today's discussion deals with the varieties of elements of advertising, wherever we are talking first about headline. Headline generally is seen in the leading positions or in the beginning, okay, with respect to any advertisement. So here we have taken a magazine and how it has been various forms of information has been made available in this magazine. So that exclusive magazine has been there, okay, booking offer with respect to that magazine, okay, get special magazine plus online edition combo offer has been made available. This is a travel mail magazine. So generally these kind of headlines that you will see, okay, that offers in the leading positions, okay, or it should be readable to the general public. Specifically that will attract the attention of the users, okay. Generally it is also catchy and attract the audience, so that audience could create some sort of interest among them, or there will be some sort of arousal to the targeted audience, and it is the part of our overall advertisement copy. So when we are talking about this form of headlines, these headlines those are being very simple, clear, short, and it should be generally made available in larger font sizes, okay, and some attractive colors are being used to catch the attention of the users. When we are planning any kind of advertisement, such headlines are very essential, because it will first catch the attention of the users first time. So these are specially made by means of using some particular kind of words, okay, words which can be easy to read, easy to adapt by the user, or that will be catchy in terms of it will attract or hold the attention of the targeted audience. Particularly framing the advertisement with respect to effective headlines is one of the part of the creatives, okay. They are planning effective statements with the help of framing the different headlines. These headlines will cover some varieties of information, okay, which will specify the features of the product, even also, okay, the manufacturer's achievements, special offers, or some sort of special news relating to the advertisement. Here in this advertisement, okay, we are already embarking this particular advertisement to the exclusive readers. Especially B2B and B2C advertisements booking today has been made available using these magazines. Now when we are talking about the headline, okay, so how to overall catch the attention of the users. Now this is the WWICS Global Law Office advertisement, okay, particularly those are offering these services in other countries. So do work, study or do business in Canada, Australia, USA, UK, New Zealand and Europe. This is the headline over here, okay. Some other basic sub headlines are also available with respect to whatever form of information has been made available with this advertisement. One of the most important function of the headline to attract the reader. So how to grab the attention of the user in effective means of advertising by means of framing the headlines. So headline establishing the form of communication with the targeted group of customers. This will be your one of the selling idea. Headlines present your selling idea very effectively. This will also involve verbal and visual presentation also. Okay, so while communicating to the targeted group of customers, generally in case of print medium, we do find out very formal and written form of communication has been used, and simultaneously we are using some other visual form of presentation also. This will tell the complete story. Headlines tells the complete story rather than reading the whole ad. Okay, so that's why the headlines should have to be prepared in a very well, and effective planning has been required for defining the headlines. When we are formulating these headlines, okay, how does it impact on the targeted group of customers? So these headlines, rather than concentrating on the whole advertisement, first of all, majority of the customers, they do remember some particular headlines also. So there are some different forms of headlines. Okay, say for example reward headlines, which will attract the attention of the users. Some basic examples, say for example, win a trip to Malaysia, or win a car, buy a packet, okay, or enter into the 5 lakh lucky draw. Okay, these are the various forms of catchy headlines has been used by different companies. Okay, and should be made available to the different media, including newspaper, television, and other advertisement medium. Generally, while preparing the headlines, we are using some few important words. Okay, rather than talking about too much description about that particular product. So we need to have some effective and simple form of communication that should grab the attention of the user. Then essentials of headline. Okay, here direct headline has been given. This is the discount based headline, 10% off on treatment of free consultation, Dr. Batra's advertisement. So what are the basic essentials of headlines, basically, which are using the any form of advertising? It should be attractive. It should grab the attention of the user. It should be brief also. It should have some clear cut brief explanatory explanation about that particular advertisement. It is easy to memorize. Okay, we should have to use some punchline or on some particular form of taglines even also, so to make the advertisement more and more memorable. It should narrate the whole of the message in the nutshell. This is the very simple advertisement. Okay, some basic information about that particular product can be easily obtained. So before treatment and after treatment, okay, what sort of benefit has been made with respect to this advertisement, that can be identified very easily. So this is the illustration that they will use in this advertisement. It should arouse the interest among the readers to read the complete ad copy. So once this simple form of advertisement has been made there, okay, some other basic headlines or sub headlines has been given. Okay, so it will be easy to read the further advertisement. Okay, further it should be original, unique, different, innovative, and specific. We need to manage our advertisement so that we can generate some sort of desire among the customers, and that's why we need to have some original form of content while deciding the headlines. The type size should be large enough as compared to which are being used in the contrast of the rest of the advertisement. So if you identify from this advertisement, okay, 10% off on treatment along with free consultation, that has been written in the, okay, larger font, okay, in the contrast of all other advertisement copy. It should be linked with the rest of the ad copy also. Okay, so whatever other information has been covered in the advertisement, that is completely made available through this headline even also. Okay, so that's why that headlines need to be followed. Okay, or it should be uh, created particularly in any advertisement. Okay, and on the basis of that the complete other information with respect to advertisement has been followed. Then what are the some important functions of the headlines? Okay, as we already discussed earlier, okay, it will be very easy and catchy to the general public, so it attracts the attention of the audience. It will highlight the main features of the product also, okay, and gives the main message, okay, rather than reading the complete advertisement. This will arouse the interest among the user also, okay, or whatever form of ad copy has been specified that could be made available through only simple headline. That's why headlines are very very important for any of the advertisement. Then we are talking about classifications of headlines. Now, particularly whenever we are working in the industries and particularly in this marketing and advertising world, so you will identify that different sort of headlines are being normally used. So this is a very simple advertisement: GST registration fee, okay, rupees 500 only, and what other services could be made available from that particular seller that should be made available over here. So there are some direct headlines we will also, and indirect headlines would be generally seen in the advertisement. Direct headlines are straightforward and they are very very informative and gives the complete information regarding that particular product to the customer. In case of direct headlines, one can ensure the response even also. The response rate will be quite higher as compared to the indirect headlines. Whereas in case of indirect headlines, okay, people who read the headlines by the way of curiosity and lack of predisposition. Now it depends on the user what sort of information they do like. Okay, sometimes it is necessary to generate some form of curiosity among the customers so that they will look over that particular information. Okay, and it depends on the mental disposition of the individual person, how does they are being concentrating on the communication message. So that's why here the many of the advertisers, they will also believe that okay, they will use some indirect way of communication to draw the attention of the users. So intentionally or unintentionally they are doing some different sort of communication when they their attention is drawn by the picture or illustration, or then they will read these headlines. Okay, so particularly in case of indirect headlines, we are using some different forms of pictures and illustrations or other forms of presentation, okay, by means of which we are going to target with the targeted group of customers. Now when we are talking about this form of classifications of the headlines, so we came to know there are some news headlines would be there, okay, that should be appear in most of the news channels used also, as well as in the newspaper and other news media. Generally these form of headlines, okay, they are being generally communicating to the target audience. Okay, this will tell the reader something that he or she did not know before. So this will be in the form of news to upgrade their existing knowledge or upgrade their existing information. So these form of headlines are very very simple. Okay, people either look over that particular information in that particular advertisement, and they will read the headline, okay, or sometimes they will even follow. Okay, news headlines are generally read by most of the people, and there is a fresh and interesting news that are being regularly appearing in the media. So mostly this form of advertisement, those are primarily used to give the information to the targeted group of customers. So news headlines generally that has been seen in the different newspapers and other media like television also, and or some particular magazines. So news headlines are read by different sections of the society. Say for example, sports news, okay, political news, weather news, local news, or business news. So different forms of news related advertisement that we will see on the television as well as other media. Question headlines. Sometimes we are going to ask some questions indirectly to the targeted group of customers. But what form of question headlines they are going to arouse to the targeted group of customers? Sometimes it will confuse even also. These headlines are generally interesting because they stimulate people to answer some various problems. So some sort of questions has been asked in these headlines, okay, and wherever the individuals they need to ask themselves and answer themselves also, okay. This form of headlines that generally has been seen in some particular form of advertisement, say for example healthcare products and other related items. Why lose the opportunity? Okay, buy guys at a huge discount now. Okay, why wait for the winners? Okay, get married now. Okay, such kind of headlines would be there. Okay, questioning headlines would be there. That is normal. Okay, but asking a question using the headline, sometimes it will create a confusion in the targeted group of customers. So try to be very careful which form of headlines has been need to be used. Command or demand headlines. Now when we are talking about this form of headlines, okay, here we are giving some sort of motivation or direction to the targeted group of customers. So these headlines are primarily asking the readers to do something, okay. We are looking, the advertisers are being looking to do something or to buy some particular goods. So this is the form of direct headlines would be there. A sort of suggestions or commanding statement will be generally used in this form of advertising, that is called as command or demand headlines. The length of headline should be small, okay, not more than 10 words. Such kind of headlines would not be too much long. It should be single or double word headlines are also be very effective with some visual advertisements. Say for example, fight to decay with foreigners. Okay, this is a very simple statement that will communicate to the targeted audience. Okay, get yourself insured. The future is unpredictable. Okay, take a bigger pack and win extra gift. Do it now. Okay, or buy this today. This kind of statement, okay, by means of which we can create some sort of directing form of communication to the targeted group of customers. Sometimes we are using the selective headlines also. That selective headlines can be used cautiously. Specifically these kind of headlines they will limit the audience, okay, or this kind of headlines they will be targeted to some specific group. Say for example, to all gray haired men over 40, caution. So this is a kind of statement that has been used, okay. People those are being gray haired men, okay, or and above 40, those are being directed that particular headline. Be absolutely sure you do not eliminate the potential customer with this type of headline. So once we are taking such kind of selective headlines, so be sure about that, okay. Your customer, your targeted group of customer can be that particular customer only to whom that you are going to transmit this message. Otherwise this form of communication would not be effective in majority of cases. Advice or promise headlines would be there. Sometimes we will see some different form of headlines, okay, in the form of advices or promises. So advertisement, as we were already seen, it is a form of promise even also, or commitment. We should have to make the product available at right price, at right cost, okay, at right place, at to the nearest retailer. Promising something if the reader follows the active advice in your advertisement. If suppose your advertisement has been followed by the targeted group of customers, so it is need to be communicated them properly. So it is a kind of advice, it is a form of communication, okay, that will being communicated to do or to act some accordingly. Switch to Amco Premium, no lead gasoline, and your car will stop running. This is a different form of communication, okay, that has been made to communicate to the targeted group of customers, those who are being looking to have some particular kind of car services, okay, by means of this particular advertiser. Curiosity headlines, okay, sometimes we should have to make some sort of desire among the customers, so that readers interest or customers interest should be get created. The intention by means of using this curiosity advertisement that readers interested enough to make him or her to read the ad. So this advertisement should be created particularly to read the ad further. Okay. The danger is that okay, this headline often appears cute and clever and fails in its mission. Whenever we are planning to prepare such kind of advertisement, okay, so that the advertisement copy can be read further, so we need to ask an appropriate questions, okay, so that only we can motivate that particular user so they can read the ad further only. So do you have a trouble going to sleep at night? In this way, suppose you are asking, okay, it would have some different meaning on the targeted group of customers. So what exactly the marketeers have been looking for, or say for example the advertisements has been looking for, okay, whether the communication has been made from the appropriate targeted group of customers point of view or not. So we need to be careful while using that curiosity headlines also. Method headline. This shows some approach to the people. This form of headlines that they will communicate how you are communicating with the targeted group of customers, or exactly we are talking about what sort of behavioral aspects that has been seen in these headlines. How to approach is the promise which interests people. How to make the best food. How to get friendly. So in this way that we can try to communicate to the targeted group of customer and try to get themselves involved in the process of communication by means of this method headline. So once we are talking about these different forms of headlines, these different headlines are being widely used in many of the advertisements. Then similarly on the similar background, okay, we talk about headline recently. We are specifying that headline by means of using the subheadline, that is called as subheading also. Okay, many ads containing the main headline, and it should be specified by one or more subheadlines or subheading. That subheading usually appear in the smaller type fonts, okay, either below or above the headlines. Okay, but these subheadings either we will identify that okay, they are either placed on the above or below the main headline, okay, and it should be smaller in sizes as compared to the main headline. They are used to break up the section of large amount of body copy and highlighting the key sales point in the advertisement. Now why these headlines are being primarily used? This form of sub headlines, okay, they are differentiating what is to be available in that particular advertisement. Once we are having a complete main headline, okay, that main headline would further specify using the sub headline what is to be supposed to be there in your advertisement. So these sub headlines will be useful to break that different forms of section in the same advertisement using some key points, okay, particularly that you will see in the print advertisement. The body copy contains all the details about the product. We are already familiar with the body copy, wherever complete textual information has been there, and that can be break up using your subheadlines even also. So we need to specify the other functions and its benefits with respect to that subheadlines also. So body copy can short, okay, can be short or long depending on whatever form of space has been available in that particular advertisement. Now this is a very simple form of advertisement. Only you will find out a lot of visuals and illustrations has been there. Okay, product name and logo and some important features of that product has been made available to you. So here you will find out that there is no sub headline, only headlines would be there with respect to that particular product. Illustrations. Illustrations are generally seen in the advertisement, okay, in the form of visual elements. So whatever visual elements are made available through the advertisement, okay, that is called as the illustrations. Illustrations can be attractive, okay, or illustration also can be presented in the form of some attractive photos of the product, drawing, cartoons, pictures, symbols, graphs, and paintings. So here it is the advertisements of Philips Steinmeier GC. Okay, the product visuals have been made available through this advertisement. So you came to know that how does the different form of illustrations has been formulated using the advertisement. Illustrations are generally called as a dominant part of the print advertisement. Almost in all advertisement you will find out that there is in almost in print advertisement that illustrations are very common. So any sort of pictures or visuals that you will see in the print advertisement, those are the part of illustrations. These illustrations will be useful to grab the attention of the public or the targeted group of customers and communicate the advertising message to the targeted users. This will be also useful to convey the central idea about that particular product and why that particular product has been meant for what particular purpose. So in this way we should have to make and specify the other related matters in the advertisement to the targeted group of customers. Here you came to know that different form of pictures and photographs are being generally used to prepare the illustrations in the advertisement. Illustrations also defines the company, the brand name and trademarks even also. So what exact form of communication that you are going to target to the targeted user. So you are going to communicate the luxury, comfort or service, what exactly has been presented, but that means what form of visuals that you are being representing in that particular illustration, that will convey the appropriate message. Illustration can be made by the artist, okay. So in the industries, advertising industry, different form of artist has been there, or graphics persons are there. Those are generating different form of these graphics and other photos, pictures, or some illustrative images and visuals, and publicizing that images through advertisements. So illustrations may be also combined with some particular form of charts and tables even also. For example, Absolute Vodka use painting by artist. Okay, there is a common advertisement has been used by means of using Absolute Vodka. And work for fashion designers and illustrations. So some common theme has been useful. Illustration will be also defined to have a advertisement theme also. Or handmade paintings, okay, clip art, photographs, computer generated visuals or other form of graphics nowadays, those are being very popular to present the idea through using illustrations. Now the purpose of illustrations. See, these illustrations make your advertisement more and more effective to grab the attention of the users. Okay, this will be easier to also to understand the product, the brand name and some other related features of that particular brand. This will help to understand the advertisement message also. This is a very simple form of advertisement, a retail advertisement, okay, 4G services once they were started. It helps to improve the design and look of the advertisement, okay. So overall look can be designed with the help of the some sort of visuals. Some background pictures has been also made that network service are available at various remote locations also. So whatever form of illustrations has been used, okay, that illustration can be also understood to many of the illiterate person or person those who do not belong to advertising industries also. So these by means of using this illustration we came to know that okay, there are some three important reasons why these illustrations have been made useful to the advertisers. To grab the attention of the user, to illustrate the item being featured. So whatever item has been presented, one can present that item very effectively, and by means of that, with the help of these visuals or illustration, we can create a mood among the targeted users. to read that advertisement further, to involved in the process of buying, that can be made available through this purpose of illustrations. Then you came to know that different types of illustrations are also there. Now when we are talking about these different form of illustrations or different form of visuals that we seen in the advertisement, that primarily depend on the creatives. These visuals are nothing but the different sort of photos. Okay, all these are nothing but the different sort of photographs which are being used as a form of communication. So you will see the different types of illustration in the form of photos of products, photos of products in use also. So it has been communicated in the product and product uses also, photos of the product from different angle. Okay, so that can be also one of the illustration. Photos in comparison, so two or more products can be compared simultaneously and presented in the illustrations. Photos highlighting the product results, say for example this Surya fans give 60% of bijli bachaye. Okay, so in this way they are going to communicate. Similarly Dettol get 100% better protection. Photos of message, source person and model. So sometimes we will see some celebrities, some brand ambassadors in the advertisement, okay, as an illustration giving information about the product. Sometimes some symbolic photos, okay, some symbolic photos, okay, you will identify here some symbolic photos that specifying, okay, it is a 5-star product. Okay, Surya fans is a 5-star product that saves energy. Photos of product mix, so multiple product attributes and other related features, okay, that can be presented with the help of that illustrations also, that can be made available through these different types of illustrations. Then logos and signature. These logos and signatures are very common. Sometimes we will see the company logo or product logos. Okay, this is a product logo of Surf Excel and versus Ariel advertisements. Okay, sometimes the company or group logo, okay, or company logo, say for example Hindustan Unilever Limited. So logo generally being as represented as a symbol of the company or symbol of the product which can be normally seen in the advertisement. So these are the special form of sign which reminds the consumer, okay, so what company it is or what product exactly it is. Okay, the consumer will become familiar with respect to that product, okay, with respect to that brand logos or company logos. The logo can be even also a firm name, okay, or brand name, okay, whatever form of product or services has been supposed to be there. There is an identification advantage in developing a logo design exclusive to your firm. So this will be easier to the many of the marketeers, okay, or the advertisers, rather than communicating the complete company related features and other services. So they are using either product logos or company logos, okay, so that they can identify what is the advantage of their logos or signatures. Use the logo consistently on all the printed pieces including stationaries even also. So you came to know that, okay, different forms of advertisement has been seen. So either it is a print ad or television ad, even advertisement that has been on other media. So everywhere that they are going to publicizes their logo, okay, this is the easier way of identification of the company name and its brand. Nowadays that we can see the different forms of logo, okay, that should be made available through the different players, okay, either the cricket players or some tennis players, okay, they are wearing some different clothes, okay, or on which some different logos are being there, product logos are being there, that could be referred as signatures. Okay, that will be again indicating the identification of the company or the brand. So by means of using such kind of signatures, okay, the brand can be located very easily, okay, by the public or other targeted users. So this will be remind the customers, okay, regarding that particular product and its companies also. Say for example, logos of Mercedes, Honda, Coca-Cola, Nike, Falcon, Thumbs Up, Chevrolet, Ford, Playboy, okay, Levi's, etc. Here you will find out that different forms of shoe brands has been represented. So these form of logos and signatures that are being consistently seen almost in all the printed as well as other audio-visual form of communication, particularly on televisions. Even you came to know that is called as a yellow page advertising. Okay, in yellow page advertisement, different numbers and addresses have been made available to the targeted group of customers. So wherever these form of logo and other signatures that should be commonly presented in the that yellow book pages, okay, wherever many of the customers that identify this particular product or services very easily. So in this way, logos and signature can be a very important part of the advertisements. So that's all about our today's session. Thank you very much.